Lord of mercy. I've been hearing like a lot of rap music. Today I've been hearing a song Only by Chris Brown, Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne. Only. I think we'll start off this reading with a quote from this book called Good Omens. So it says, and the crown went black. So I'll read it from the top. It says, then the tarnish, which had begun to suffuse its silver surface when his fingers touched it, spread over it completely. The crown went black. So this is basically going to be like a reading about what's going on. And this is all about healing the split that happened between the divine masculine and divine feminine, or like the fall, you know, whatever you want to call it, which has already been healed. That's what I basically got that it was done. So carrying connections, like this healing the split, is basically it. The crown went black, and now it's time for it to be like, I don't know, returned to gold. So card number 1 for pile number 1. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. Why are these coming out so fast? That's too many for pile number 3. Okay. So here we go. 2, 3. So here you go. Pick your pile. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. There's gonna be the timestamps in the description. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. You might be called to more than one. So with you, pile number 1, it feels to be this feeling of kind of being solo. I'm picking up on that movie WALL-E. I love that movie WALL-E, but basically it was Earth, and they came up with this idea to like make all these robots to like package all the junk that they had, and eventually they realized it wasn't working, so they all got in a spaceship and just left, and WALL-E was still there packaging up that waste. And I feel like that's how you feel. The song That's Right Where You Left Me by Taylor Swift might be relevant or significant to you. It's like she was still there. It's this feeling of you still being there. So I don't know if this is about some sort of connection where you're the one who got away, like they left you behind, and like you're still in that same like space. And I know what this feels like. It's like other people are making changes to their lives, but like you're still in the same place. And trust me, I know I know what that feels like. So you got the angel card, archangel card, the 7th chakra with Uriel. So this is 41, which is interesting because this is the number 1441. So I feel like what's going on with you is that feeling, but I also feel like you're connecting more to your higher self, more to the universe than ever right now, with this circle around the head, and also with this having to be the card chakra card. It's this feeling of like some of your thoughts or emotions might not be yours. I feel like you signed up for this to be kind of this leader in the collective in order to clear and ground a lot of trauma. And in order to do that, isolation or like, I don't know, people moving away from you is necessary, because it can be just so lonely. But I also am feeling like you can play now is what I'm hearing. Let's get some cards, because I'm hearing like it's time you can play now. You don't have to like keep standing guard. It's this feeling of like you're always like on duty, and you have to miss out like on a lot of stuff because you're like the captain. Like imagine the captain of a ship, and like there's only one captain. Like everybody else gets to go and like be below deck and stuff, and like you have to keep staying. This card wants to come out, and this one. And then you have to shuffle. So you have the Knight of Swords and then the 5 of Swords in reverse. So yeah. time for change. You don't have to be the one that's like, let's move up the camera now. I think it's time. You don't have to be the one always making the sacrifices anymore. I do feel like there's going to be some sort of energy of change coming, whether it's something that you do or somebody else kind of initiates. But with the Five of Swords in reverse, it's like no longer dealing and no longer limiting yourself, no longer like trying to help people who don't want to be helped or people who haven't like got it already and you keep saying the same thing over and over. It's just not clicking for them. And I just feel like gonna leave like a Mariah Carey song. It's this feeling of just like, I'm moving on. So if you aren't able to make, I don't know, some sort of big leap and change in your life and it hasn't happened yet naturally or, you know, through divine timing or alignment of the universe, you can start small. You can start by making little bitty changes that you have the resources for. You could start taking a walk every day in a different area or challenge yourself to cook something different every night for dinner or to start singing lessons of your own. Like, I don't know, anything that you want, you can start now, but there is change coming for you. So that's what's going on. It's very quick. So I keep smelling something burnt for you, pile 2. Feels kind of like I can smell something burnt. I also was hearing like a baby. So it's this feeling of like, and I'm saying Crescent City, house of earth and blood, like a crowded house. So you could be a parent or you could just be a person who takes care of other people, but it's something about your house and always having to deal with like somebody else. And this is also one of the things that I get triggered by quite often is because I feel like people don't understand how much it can tax me to be around people in a space that's supposed to be like my own space. And I haven't been able to afford buying or even renting my own space so that I don't have to depend on other people's grace or good grace or consideration in order to have my bubble. But it's this feeling of like, when you're in the world and you go out, you can't help but like be interacting with all these different people's energies, but you should at least have a space where you can go that is just yours. And it's this feeling of like constantly being intruded, especially with smoke. It's like if somebody burns something in the kitchen 200 feet away, if you're in the same walls, that smoke travels and now it's impacting you. It's this feeling of like things that aren't your responsibility still like, or that you didn't cause, impacting you. So you had 2 cards. Your victory. This is phenomenal. I did feel like a little bit of like envy when this card came up, and then the healer of ages. So I feel like right now you might be seeing a lot of people who are able to afford their own space, who are able to go on vacations, because right now in the northern hemisphere it's summertime, but I think people take vacations in winter too. So even if you're in the southern hemisphere, but it's this feeling of like I'm watching other people like, you know, get a raise or be able to move or even be in a relationship or have a household where they can afford a babysitter or, you know, time away and you can't. I feel like healing, and what mostly I feel with this card, especially with the person's arms being out like this, is balancing and justice coming in for you with this number 51, which I see a lot. It's healing that imbalance, and that all the people that you've been seeing in victory, that's a kind of foreshadowing of your victory. Right now in these energies that are very dense, it can be very hard to like see like the sunny part or the bright side, like the Lumineers say. Maybe go listen to that song, The Bright Side by the Lumineers. But it is coming. irregardless of whether or not you can see it or you believe it or you feel it or not, it is a foreshadowing. Other people getting this, I don't know if you heard that click, getting this time off and being able to enjoy themselves, being able to afford these different luxuries. Even time is a luxury. It's something that is happening for you. It's definitely in the cards. If you keep seeing the color orange or oranges or carrots, anything to do with the sacral chakra, also it's a sign that this is happening for you. Let's see if we get some advice for you in the meantime. For pile number 2. 8 of Cups and 2 of Swords. So it seems like there is some indecision about whether or not to walk away from something. When you make the decision to walk away from this or stay, depending on what your situation is, because this is a general reading, you will feel so much better. So if you've been, wondering whether or not to, you have extra money saved, but you're scared of spending it, if you make the decision to spend it already, and do this one thing for you, book this one night at a hotel or Airbnb, whatever, do it. Do it. Or if you decide, no, you know what, I'm going to save this for an extra week or so until this other money or whatever comes in, then do that. But I feel like just making the decision is going to propel you forward while this huge amount of victory is coming in. I do feel this feeling of envy or jealousy. I remember when I was 20 maybe, yeah, and there was this guy that I was talking to, and I remember he was telling me about how he was planning, he was telling me about his past and how he'd planned to get an Airbnb with this girl that he wanted to date. And I remember being so shocked that people were living to that, because he was my age. And I'm if I'm 20 and you were already getting Airbnbs with 19 and 18, or renting hotels and stuff, you've been living. And when I was that same age, I was not doing that. I'm a very different person to a lot of people. And many times in my life, I felt like other people were getting these experiences while I was at home doing this, or at home reading books, or at a coffee shop reading books and drinking teas. And it's this feeling of I feel like you need to decide who you're gonna be, or how you're gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell it in this way, this very kind of sad and depressing way that I've just explained it to you, or are you gonna see everything that you've chosen to do as incredibly powerful because it's something that you chose to do and you respect your choices and you value yourself? And now, every once in a while, I do want to step out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna allow myself to do that without judgment. There's this feeling of not judging yourself, and once you choose to stop judging yourself in this way, then you won't be jealous or envious of other people's choices, because that was what was best, or maybe what wasn't best for them, but that you always made the best choices for you. And now that if you have the urges to do things differently, you can. I hope this is making sense. Please leave a comment if this resonated. Feel free to donate, and go watch my part 1 if you haven't watched that one, okay? So pile number 3, I'm hearing the song, I hope you know that this has nothing to do with you. It's personal, myself and I. We got some shit in and out to do, and I'm gonna miss you like a child misses their blanket, but I gotta get a move on with my life. It's hard to be the big girl now. Big girls don't cry. And I remember my friend in high school, I think she was my best friend, she told me that was one of her favorite songs, and how she was like so disappointed that the artist wasn't able to go on and do more. So whoever this person is the person, most likely romantic, but could be platonic or familial, that you had a close relationship with and they had to move away from you or like to end it. They're saying like it was, I'm feeling it most has to do with finances or like life obstacles, because like this artist who made that song, I think her name was Lewis or something, last name Lewis, I don't know. But she like signed a bad record deal. Like it was interference that messed with her. And so she had to put all of her attention on that and therefore take it away from you. So that's the first message. You have the garden and the gate and attachment. Yeah. And then it's 30 and 5. I don't know. I feel like, you know, those numbers are 30 is divisible by 5. But the attachment card, I remember I saw in the bottom and I was like, this one has to go out. So it's like they had to like they had to pay attention to this attachment and like detach themselves from it. And with the garden and the gate, it's like somebody who was staying in a place they no longer belonged. And so if you've had any sort of separations occur recently or like endings where somebody walked away from you, I feel like they're saying that they're still there, but they also knew they had to go because it was the best choice for them. So if you've had any type of splits or endings recently, I have, it might have been like heartbreaking or very hard for you, but I'm even hearing Spirit now saying that it was time for you to have your own adventure and for you to go. You can't keep playing small is the message that I'm hearing, because you're not a small player. You're meant to play big. You're not meant to stay huddled and tight in this kind of like safe knit relationships. Like for example, if you know that other people have been able to like, I don't know, have these kind of long elongated connections, whereas you always changing and always having new friends and starting over with different people. It's because you're not meant to play small. You're meant to keep exploring and expanding. A lot of cards keep wanting to come out for you. So I feel like somebody has a lot to say to you. See, like packs of 3. Who is this that wants to say something to them? Yeah, okay, so the bottom of the deck. Wow. Why are these cards always together? I always shuffle this deck and they just keep coming out together. So Victory card with the 6 of Wands and the World card, which is travel. So somebody could be traveling to you or just communicating to you from afar, like messaging you and they're not with you. But it's definitely something to do with travel. You may be spontaneously or surprisingly taking a trip somewhere with this person. But this is somebody who wants to have a happy ending with you. They want to be fully committed to you and to live with you and to be with you. And then we also have the Empress card. So either they're your divine feminine or you're their divine feminine. They see you very highly. They have a high regard for you. They really respect you and honor you and think you are a very sacred person who they just really want to take care of and like treat right. I'm hearing like do right by you. But definitely they want to like sit and like watch clouds and rainbows and the stars with you. They want to spend a lot of time with you lazily. They don't, it's that song Ariana Grande, while you're on a trip, getting my steps in while you asleep. Like she's like, get my steps in on a treble while you sleeping. Is it 6:30? It's something like that, but it's on a Positions album. But like, baby, it's back a suitcase too. A lot of thought of you in the evening. Keeping nothing else that's more important. Makes me wanna believe in love again. That I haven't professed this before. But I know you're the real thing. You walk through the door. I can't believe I have to spell it out. Can put the bands on me. I think the name of the song is obvious. If that was a long muddle. But I feel like they'll be very obvious or like even if they don't say it straight off, it'll be very obvious, or they think at least it'll be very obvious to you how they feel. Even if you haven't talked to this person, I feel like they feel like you know that they want you back, or they want you fully, and they made a mistake. Other two cards. What? Are the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Wow. So this is somebody that you've known for, I would say, a while. It's somebody from the past, because 9 months, I'm here 9 months, but Nine of Pentacles is definitely like somebody's put in some time. So it's not somebody that's new, and they do really want a divine union with you. I'm hearing like they made a mistake is what I'm hearing. If you would like more information on this, I'd be happy to do a personal reading for you. Those links and the information on how to do that, which is mostly just to email me or DM me on Instagram, are in the description below. But also feel free to, donate to me. If the more people that donate to me, the more I'm able to afford the time to sit down and make lengthier videos. So you can do that if you want. But yeah, in the meantime, or if you choose not to, thank you still for watching this video. Please leave a comment, subscribe, go watch my orbs video. Go watch it. Everything you need to know about the orbs, the messages from the orbs, ORBS. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.